Hi YouTube, this is Matt McIntosh and this is video 9 of my character creation set, focusing on the giant character that I am building. So on this video I'm going to look at refining the shape of the legs, and I'm also going to look at developing how the toes are connected to the foot. So what I'm going to do in this video is make my way down those legs, building in some of the kind of quadriceps on the front of the legs, maybe putting in a bit of the hamstrings on the back, looking at putting in some calf muscles and just defining the shape of the knee before looking to progress further onto the foot and extrude out some toes. So as we can see here, all I'm doing is using the clay tool to build up the forms, and then I'm using the dam standard tool to carve a bit of detail into those areas. And if the thing isn't shaped quite right, I'm then using the move tool to pull it into a better position. So I'm just getting rough forms at the moment, and then it can be refined with multiple kind of passes on this surface. But at the moment you can see that the shapes of the muscles are now taking form. One thing that I would say though with regards to sculpting characters is that, as I've mentioned in previous videos, this is a process that takes time and effort to actually build up the overall character, and it's not a one-click wonder. So be prepared to put in the practice and the repetition of doing this a number of times in order to be able to build things quickly, but also know where the shape should be. Once you've done it a few times, you kind of get used to where certain muscle structures should be, or where you should be putting creases in to give that element of believability to it. And it always helps to have a really good section of reference on maybe a second monitor, so that you can kind of draw from that when you're sculpting your character. Okay, so I've got a bit of a rough form there. What I'm going to do now is just move on to the calf muscle and build up this section using the clay tool again. Now with this process you should be looking around the model on a regular basis to just see how things are progressing in an overall form. So that's why I keep zooming out, just to check what the thing is looking like overall. And yeah, I'm just going to refine the shin and where the knee is. Just spotted a few areas there that need pulling back into position. And again, torso, that could be refined. I'll probably come back to that and give it a lot more kind of detail on an upcoming video. But what I'm going to do with this section now is build my least favorite area on the body, and that is the toes and feet. And what I'm doing is I'm masking out the area that I want to work with, inverting the mask, and then I've just used the move tool to extrude those toes out into position. Now as you can see, there's a lot of faceted edges there. If I use the Dynamesh, I can rebuild those elements so that they have additional geometry in them. So you have to be very careful when you do that. If they are too close, you'll see that you end up with this webbing effect that I've got between some of the toes. That might be an effect that you're after, but not particularly concerned at the moment with this. And what you'll notice is if you use the shift key or the smoothing function, you can actually make that less apparent. So all I'm now doing is just giving the toes a little bit more of a rough form. You can see there are some kind of edges in there, faceted elements, so I'm using the smooth tool to just refine those and get rid of them. And then it's the move tool and the clear tool to build up the overall form. Okay, so just working on the big toe. I know it's not the best shape in the world, but it's a refinement process. So similar to the fingers, I'm just going to indent these areas so that the toenails can go on, probably in a later video. And yeah, they're starting to take shape. I'm just going to kind of give the bridge of the foot a little bit more shape. They do look like slab elements at the moment, but yeah, there's not a bad form to it. So I think I'm going to leave it there for this video. If you're liking what you're seeing, please like and subscribe to my channel and keep an eye out for future videos. Okay, thanks for watching.